Welcome to the chapter 255 spoilers for Jujutsu Kaisen. Guys, with Miguel pulling up, I'm just as excited as you are to see what's about to happen. You guys are on the spoiler video, so let you guys know that it ain't just Miguel. It's not gonna be Miguel versus Sukuna, but I'm sure most of us assume this. With that being said, let's give it up to Miyamura for providing us with the leaks weekly, and now let's get into it. So the chapter starts with our guy, Miguel, posing. And he's like, yeah, I just saved the day. He chilling. He basically there being that guy. He holding up Ui or whatever that brat's name is. I'd kick his head off if I could. Not only this, but the Kusakabe believers, you're in luck, for he is still alive. He's just being held by some gigantic hand. So the next page goes into a flashback, and Miguel is sitting in some kind of airport. Nah, I'm kidding again, guys. I wouldn't do that. Flashback to Yuta discussing with Miguel and LaRue. And I guess Yuta asked Miguel to fight Sukuna, and Miguel was like, why do I have to fight a monster who has the possibility to win even against Gojo? So there it goes, guys. Miguel's not some sleeper special ultimate grade sorcerer, right? Like, he ain't even near Gojo's level. But LaRue comes in and says, I'm just asking you to help us deliver the final blow to Sukuna, who'll be burned out after fighting Gojo, Miguel. And I guess this is what's gonna convince him, but we'll see in a few seconds or so. It's just interesting that LaRue's the one convincing Miguel, so did Yuta get LaRue to convince Miguel? What's going on here? As the conversation continues, Yuta and LaRue try to convince Miguel by telling him that it's better to fight Sukuna rather than a giant cursed spirit merger that can just stomp an entire country like Godzilla. I know this fandom struggles with comprehending some of the things in this story, but nobody knows what the merger is going to be like before you guys take this and run with it. We have no clue what the merger will be like. If you kept up with some of my videos, you would be able to pick up that I think the merger is going to look like the Orphan of Kos from Bloodborne. Something like that. It'll come out of a cocoon and it'll be like this childlike, kind of like Kid Buu, Orphan of Kos, that kind of enemy in a story. I think that's what we're gonna get out of the merger. But it could be anything, guys. It can literally be anything. Anyway, let's continue. Let's continue with this chapter. You guys are gonna laugh at this. Miguel again declines their offer, saying, why do you Japanese people think that cheerful black people will just survive anything? And he cooking here because we usually the first to die. But Miguel adds that Gojo should have come to him with his head down in front of him to request him for help. And yeah, after that ass beating, I'd say the same thing. LaRue and Miguel then have a private talk. Miguel says that he did everything because he wanted to follow Geto. He also fulfilled his obligation of training Yuta because Gojo saved him. So he doesn't want to be involved with Japan whatsoever at this point. Something interesting about this is that everybody Gojo helps kind of repays him or ends up doing him a favor. You know what I'm saying? Every time Gojo helps somebody, it ends up being relevant in the story. Well, what they do for him ends up being relevant in the story, so to say. Kind of cool, interesting, and I like the respect that Gojo gets as a character. LaRue then says that he and Miguel should fight together with everything they have in order to give peace to Geto. Another character whose efforts are having lasting effects on the present timeline of the story. Love to see it, not just Yuki and Gojo. The past is really doing us favors. Great writing, love it, love it, love it, love it. We fight with everything we have and tell Geto to take care in heaven. Miguel's then responding with, first of all, bro, definitely in hell right now, which is insane. Gege making Miguel's return be phenomenal right now. Miguel then says he has a condition. He will fight Sukuna after Gojo and Yuta loses to him, and when Sukuna can't use his domain anymore, which is a lot of conditions and awfully specific. He also wants LaRue to join him to fight Sukuna because it's better if he has more friends alongside him. At that point, bro, I would have told him, never mind, like, just stay ass home, mad extra. Anyways, we finally come back to the present, and Miguel and LaRue notice that Sukuna can't use his domain. His RCT has been weakened and his heart isn't healed. So they're going straight in for the initiative. LaRue uses his curse technique to grab hold of Sukuna and slams him into a wall. So judging from what I see here, LaRue's technique is to just use these master crazy hand like hands and just grab stuff with them. You know, from Super Smash Bros, the floating hands, that's exactly what this looks like. And that also goes back to what I said about Kusakabe at the beginning of the review, where I said he's in this big hand. That was LaRue's technique. But yeah, LaRue is the guy. I'll show a picture of him. He's this guy, you know, from Ghetto Squad, and the hands are like super strong. They can crush things easily. It's kind of a dope ability. Sukuna then retaliates by sending slashes towards them, but Miguel's easily able to duck, dodge, and even jumps in between them. Like, bro is him. He's doing better than a lot of y'all was saying. The narrator then goes on to explain LaRue's curse technique. It's called Heart Catch, and it creates this hand that can grab subjects, basically meaning people or objects. The hand will restore itself even if it's destroyed, but 1/10 of the damage will be redirected towards LaRue. Sukuna thinks LaRue's curse technique is no fun, but Miguel's curse technique is actually lit. His curse technique is called Hakuna Lana, and this allows his body to catch a rhythm so he can dodge curses and enhance his physical abilities. Yo, that's like capoeira, right? Ain't that say right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. What Eddie be using from Tekken? It reminded me of that. That's fire. I'm not gonna lie, Miguel might be the greatest addition to the series in a while, bro. Bro is dope. Imagine we had him in the Culling games at one of the colonies we didn't really see, like Lake Gosho. Man, come on, Gege. You really could have popped off with all the colonies. Anyways, let's come back to Gojo explaining Miguel's curse technique to Yuta. Gojo says that Miguel's curse technique is able to bring out buffs and debuffs of himself and the opponent without using a domain. Gojo adds that it's a pretty useful curse technique, but not really a scary one, necessarily. This is probably how he was able to take a lot of Gojo's hits, because he lowered Gojo's stats while increasing his. It's actually an amazing curse technique, in my opinion. I think this might be one of the best, because it's so easy to use, and it gives you an advantage. It instantly just sets things in your favor if you're fighting somebody who's equal to you, stronger than you. I would definitely have this as a curse technique. Combine it with curse tools and stuff, you'd be a beast. Quick editor's note, guys, I forgot to add this in, so let me slide it in here. Gojo says that Miguel's physical abilities are truly frightening. 99% of Jujutsu sorcerers are Japanese, and they use curse energy to strengthen themselves. Gojo further adds that Miguel, who has a rare skeletal structure and muscles, becomes a true threat compared to a Japanese sorcerer. So I'm guessing it's because of his genetics, I guess, that he stands out in comparison to the Japanese sorcerers. I don't know if that's what Gojo's getting at. Miyamura's translations are always super rough, so we'll know what Gojo it really means by that when we get to the chapter. Nah, I'm just trolling you guys. We get the answer right here. Miguel refutes Gojo's statement by saying that Gojo's labeling him as that because he's black, and that's just discrimination. There are black people who are also not athletic. Miguel says, I'm not special because I'm black, bro. It's cause I'm me. And Gojo's like, sorry, bro. And Miguel says, it's fine, man. Yeah, this is funny, man. I don't care. Some people gonna be mad at this. This chapter is hilarious. Anyways, we finally come back to the fight, and Miguel grabs a hold of Sukuna's arms and lands a heavy punch. Immediately, Sukuna's back is then hit with Choso's supernova. Yes, our boy is finally back after, 10 chapters? And not only that, Yuji rejoins the fight, landing on Sukuna's head and slamming him. Who said we do fair ones around here, man? I should have known what was coming up in this chapter. But you guys want to listen to this. The narrator explains that to activate the world slash, Sukuna has to use hand signs named Enmaten, which is also used for Malevolent Shrine. But since Sukuna was left with just one arm after Gojo's final Hollow Purple, he used a binding vow to send this world slash on Gojo without the hand sign. But after transforming into his original form, Sukuna now has to use both of the hand signs, Enmaten, and incantations to activate the world slash. On top of that, he also needs to set the direction for the slash with his hands. So I think only in Meguna form he was able to use this technique without that many restrictions, but here he's got to do almost everything. The vow to make him cut the world probably was no hating on Yuji for 3 to 4 minutes or something like that. We'll find out what he gave up to cut the world later on. And after this, Sukuna's left arm gets sliced off as he was fighting Yuji, because it was Maki who cut off Sukuna's arm, and she does it with this maniacal smile on her face. Sukuna's surprised to see Maki back, even after receiving that black flash from him. So yeah, the Avengers, yo, I'm telling you, man, the Sukuna Jump Squad they're forming. I just don't know what they're gonna do when he opens Malevolent Shrine. Anyways, Yuji proceeds to engage in the fight. Since Sukuna can't do his hand sign, he only has 2 right arms. He can't use reverse curse technique yet either, so they can win the fight at this moment. But as if to pour water on Yuji's hopes, Sukuna instantly hits LaRue with Black Flash. The narrator then says Gojo regained his reverse curse technique output with his second Black Flash, so here, the King of Curses will now gain, and we're left on a cliffhanger. Tell me what you guys think he's gonna get. I think he's getting the black box open thing. However, he can get his domain. I just don't think the domain because it'll wipe the team. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Leave your thoughts, predictions, all that down below, and I'll catch you guys in the review. Peace out.